History often remembers kings, warriors, and conquerors. But sometimes, the fate of an empire is changed by someone no one expected. This is the story of a woman who rose from nothing to become the savior of a nation. Her name was Shajarat al-Durr, and her journey was anything but ordinary. She was not born into royalty. She was not raised as a princess. In fact, she began her life as a slave. She was brought into the palace of the powerful ruler of Egypt. But unlike many others, she stood out different. She was intelligent, observant, very calm under pressure. She understood people, power, and politics. Over time, her intelligence and loyalty earned her something rare. And it was the trust and love of the Sultan himself. And that trust turned into something more. She became his wife, and rose to the position of queen. But she was never just a queen in title. Always behind the palace walls, she was involved in decisions. She listened, she learned, she understood how leadership worked. No one knew that soon, all of that knowledge would be tested. Because at that time, the Muslim world was under serious threat. From one side, the Mongols were destroying cities. From another, the Crusaders were advancing again, and leading one of the most dangerous invasions was the powerful King of France, Louis IX of France. His army was strong, organized, and confident. Their target was Egypt. As the enemy forces moved closer, fear began to spread. And then, disaster struck. The Sultan fell seriously ill. At the worst possible time. When the empire needed him the most. He died. Silence filled the palace. Because this was not just a death. This was a moment that could destroy everything. If the people found out, panic would spread. If the army found out, they might lose hope. And if the enemies discovered the truth, they would strike harder and finish the empire completely. Everything was on the edge of collapse. But in that moment of fear, one person refused to let everything fall apart. Shajarat al-Durr. Instead of giving in to fear, she made one of the boldest decisions in history. She hid the death of the Sultan. No announcements were made. No signs of weakness were shown. Orders continued to go out, as if the Sultan was still alive. Messages were written in his name. Decisions were made behind closed doors. And the empire stayed standing. But this was not just about hiding the truth. Quietly, carefully, she began to take control. She worked with trusted commanders. She helped organize the army.
Soldiers of the Empire, the hour of our destiny has arrived. We march to defend our borders and crush our enemies.
To the outside world, nothing had changed. But inside the palace, a queen was now leading an empire. As the Crusader army entered Egypt, they believed victory was certain. They captured the city of Damietta. They thought the rest would fall easily. But they were wrong. Because they were not facing a broken empire. They were facing a hidden leader. Under her guidance, the Muslim forces began to resist. Not with panic, but with strategy. Not with fear, but with patience. Then came the moment that would decide everything. The Battle of Mansoura. It was intense, unpredictable, and brutal. The Crusader forces pushed forward, expecting an easy win. But instead, they walked into a trap. Confusion spread among their ranks. The resistance was stronger than expected. And slowly, the tide began to turn. The invaders, who came with confidence, were now struggling to survive. And then, the unthinkable happened. Their leader, the powerful King of France, Louis IX of France, was captured. A shocking defeat. An empire that was supposed to fall had just defeated one of the strongest armies of its time. And behind that victory was a woman. Only after the victory did the truth finally come out. The Sultan was gone, and the one who had held everything together was her. For a brief moment in history, she officially became the ruler of Egypt. A woman, leading one of the most powerful lands of that time. Her rule did not last forever, but her actions changed everything. In a moment when fear could have destroyed the empire, she brought stability. When leadership was gone, she became the leader. When defeat seemed certain, she helped create victory. She proved something powerful. That leadership is not about where you start. It is about what you do when everything is on the line. From a slave, to a queen, to the woman who saved an empire, her name will never be forgotten. The queen who saved an empire.